Oh, by the way, my dad is Spanish. He's also Jewish. That confuses people sometimes, and then I have to explain that Spain used to have Jews, and then they expelled them all, and some of them stayed Jewish, and that's my dad, right? Spain, this is a fun fact. The country of Spain has no idea how many Jews they expelled during the Inquisition. And I read that, and I was like, well, yeah, maybe you would know how many Jews you expelled if you hadn't gotten rid of all of the accountants. Feels like an unforced error on your part a bit. Are there enough Jews in here for that to be fun for everybody? Did they intentionally sit you guys together? That feels not great. Okay. Spain passed this law where if you could prove that your ancestors were kicked out during the Inquisition, you could get Spanish citizenship. So I did that. I have Spanish citizenship because I think it's so important to have a backup plan. And that's not really hyperbole because I got my Spanish citizenship. I took my oath on January 6, 2021. I swear, that was my morning. I took my oath, and here's the thing. It had been a really long process, and I didn't know what was gonna happen later that day, so I celebrated January 6th. I threw myself a little party. I took a picture of myself being really happy, and then I posted it to social media. It was like 3 hours before the insurrection. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And if that was the end of the story, fine. But social media does this thing where they like to give you memories. So now, every January 6th, I just get a reminder of how happy I looked on January 6th. And the caption that I wrote does not help, okay? The caption that I wrote was, "Today we have righted one of history's greatest injustices." My bad. See, social media is a lie. It's a weird time to be Jewish right now. I don't know. I'm not just gonna gloss over everything that's happening in the world. It's weird. It's a hard time to be Jewish. It's also a really hard time to be Muslim. There was a study that came out that showed that anti-Semitic attacks are on the rise. But that same study found that anti-Muslim attacks are also on the rise. And that, for me, was such a reminder of how much Jews and Muslims have in common. And I really do, genuinely, I look forward to the day that we figure out how to take all of this energy that we spend fighting each other and figure out how to put it aside and come together to defeat the Christians. We gotta stop fighting over Jerusalem and take over the Christian Holy Land, which is, as I understand it, Applebee's on a Sunday after church. That's where you gather. Okay, and if you are Christian, I'm just kidding. No, I think Christianity is totally fine in theory. I think it's Where I grew up, all of my friends were Christian. All of them. And I do have a genuine fondness and jealousy for Christians and Christianity. I think Christians are so much better at celebrating holidays than Jews are. It's no contest. Christians are so good at putting a positive spin on a story that Jews can't do. Passover and Easter happen at the same time. And at Easter, all of my Christian friends were so upbeat and excited, right? They were like, "Our Lord has risen." And I was like, "Our bread hasn't." By the way, it's crazy to me that Easter is a happy holiday for Christians. That's how you know that they're good at putting a positive spin on a bad story. The story of Easter is that Jesus died and then 3 days later came back to life. That's a tragedy turned into a horror story. But Christians saw that, and instead of being like, it's the zombie apocalypse, they saw it and they were like, pastels. Yeah, that's what we're doing with this information. We're doing pastels and chocolate eggs. Easter, so fun, shouldn't be. Passover, not fun, also shouldn't be. Passover, man, okay, so for those of you who don't know, on Passover we eat matzah, and matzah is this flat, stale, tasteless bread. And we eat it to celebrate one of our most important holidays. It sucks. And like, trying to find matzah in Kentucky, what a struggle. I live in New York now. In New York, it's so easy. If you want kosher food in New York, you get an entire Brooklyn for that. In Kentucky, when you needed kosher food, you went to Kroger, you got half an aisle, and you shared it with all the Goya products. So ironic. Goy is in the name. I remember going one year, I was trying to find matzah at Kroger. I didn't know where the kosher aisle was. I'm like wandering the aisles for 40 years trying to find this. And a man who worked at Kroger saw me searching and stopped me and he said, "Hey, can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, do y'all have any matzah?" And then he said, "Huh. Matzah. What are you using it for?" And I realized, this man does not know what matzah is, but he's too embarrassed to ask, so he's trying to use context clues. But you guys have spent enough time with me at this point to know I'm not great at making people feel comfortable. So when he said, "Matzah, what are you using it for?" I said, "To honor my ancestors." And credit to him, he goes, "We don't have that." Our holidays aren't as fun as Christian holidays. Our miracles are not as good as Christian miracles. No contest. Guys, the first Christian miracle I ever learned was that Jesus turned water into wine. It's so fun. I love that. That sounds like a frat guy made it up. That just sounds like some guy was like, "What if the water got us drunk?" It's so fun. It makes sense because Jesus has frat guy vibes. You know what I mean? Like, he was barefoot all the time. He had 12 guys with him wherever he went. And he hung out with one. And that's a frat guy.